morning. Today it's time to get on my old clothes and do my annual 10-point maintenance on the Winnebago coach. This is the Winnebago side that involves mostly cleaning and lubing. Mercedes-Benz side is separate, and I did that a few weeks ago, so you can check it out if you want to see it. But otherwise, it's on to the chassis part. First thing up is lubing the slides. I lube my Twin-Tech slides once a year. Just spray some of this CRC lube around each motor, top and bottom. You can do this on the inside also, but I don't want to make it too messy. You may or may not have a black water rinse. I don't have one, so I have this little portable one, and I use this once a year. I noticed on my last trip that black water gauge in the inside was reading 2/3 tank, even though I just emptied it. So that's a good sign. There might be some guano stuck to the walls, the sensors. Time to give it a good once over. You know, guys, you're gonna have to bend over for this. All right, in we go. Get the hose inside, all the way down, and blast it. Whoa, that's nasty. Let's see what's down there. Okay, now she reads empty. Your toilet has a rubber seal to keep the odors from coming up out of the black water tank. If you see the water's draining out, then it's time to re-lube the seal. I use this plumber's lube. Here we go. Switch in and spread that grease all around. Seal, just the rubber part, that's all you need. Checking tire pressure should be done before a trip, at least twice a year. This also includes your spare tire. I actually put a little extra pressure in my spare tire because it's going to leak out over a year's time, and I don't want to keep crawling underneath it and checking it. I don't have a TPMS system. If you do have a TPMS system, yeah, it's good to air up your tires anyway and probably replace those batteries. You don't want those to be dying on a trip. I have a separate tire video, gives you more detail on maintaining the right pressures, when to replace them, and general tire maintenance. Just click on that white link in case you want to see it. You have wet cell batteries like these Costco 6-volt ones. The battery levels should be checked periodically. The water level can go down over time, especially when the batteries are overcharged. So I check mine a couple of times a year. Just make sure you only use distilled water and don't fill them all the way to the top. You need a little room for expansion. My inside flooring is sheet vinyl. The biggest issue we have is tracking in little stones and grit. They get embedded in the soft vinyl flooring. Other than frequent sweeping, normal washing is all you need to do. You don't want to use a lot of water that can soak into the cabinets. We use those Swifter things to keep water to a minimum. Before you wash the RV, check all your die-core up here, make sure it's not cracked or lifting up. You want to repair that before you do the washing. This die-core does seem to attract a lot of dirt, but what the heck, I'm going to wash it anyway. Yeah, so that's some of the easier jobs. Time to move on to the big one, washing and waxing the body itself. I have full body paint, so after washing it, I put a paint sealer on it. You should do this at least once a year, maybe twice a year if you can. Regular washing is important to get rid of all the contaminants on the paint or the fiberglass, because over time it does wear out and you start to lose the gel coat or the paint, and then the fiberglass starts showing through and doesn't look so good. I have a small electric power washer. It works really well for wetting down the coach body, putting the soap on it and rinsing off. But you don't want to get too aggressive with that, especially near the rear view camera and the front grille, because you can get some water in there and damage it. But anyway, sometimes you just need a brush to really get the grime off. For cleaning the tires and the rims, I keep it simple and I use the same cleaners that I use on the coach body itself. Last up is the diesel generator maintenance. Change engine oil once a year, but I think I'll go 2 years. Before I change the oil in the generator, I'm going to warm it up for a few minutes. Fuel filter, air filter, dipstick. This is where you add the oil, and this is where you drain it right here. This plug. This cap to drain the oil. Sometimes you can't get a regular wrench in there, so I have to use these. And once you get it loosened up, you're all set. You can get this with your fingers, but it's going to be messy. Yeah, when it comes to filling your oil, make sure you clean off the cap really well around there. It's really hard to get in there, so you need a little funnel. For hot weather operation, the manual recommends 1540. That's pretty hard to find these days, so closest I got is 1040. The important thing is the 40 weight is for high temperatures up around 100 degrees, and geez, that's when I want to use it. We're close to the max, so I think that'll be good enough. All right, so if you use this much oil, check the air filter on here. Yeah, air filter looks pretty clean. Almost looks like new, so I guess that's gonna last for a while. Okay, let's hear the generator. Well, glad that's over for another year.